Are you struggling to get pregnant? Are you above 35 years of age without a child and you are really struggling to get one? Are you a younger lady, younger than 35 years of age and in dire need of a child of your own? Today, KAREEM'S Clinic explains to us the vitamins or the supplements that we can use to get pregnant quicker than normal. A naturopathic doctor and nutritionist, author of a book known as Fertility Secrets, says that in her experience, conception vitamins can absolutely support fertility. For optimized result, a personalized approach is always the best. What does this mean? This is supposed to mean that every person needs a personalized approach. In other words, there are very many vitamins that can be consumed, but it's always good to take a particular path and consume vitamins that surely would help with pregnancy issues. There are many vitamins to help one get pregnant. But these vitamins that I want to talk about, according to experts, are some of the best vitamins for women as far as pregnancy is concerned. Now, these vitamins will help you become pregnant quicker or faster. And also, when you are pregnant, you consume them probably in a higher or a lower dose, depending on the kind of expectation you have or the kind of a situation you are in. Now, some of these vitamins I'm going to mention, you will realize that some of them, a few, you use them when you are already pregnant, but not all. Now, pregnancy is all about the uterus and the ovarian fertility. Is your uterus good enough to carry a child? Does it have thin linings or thick linings? It goes therefore without saying that in this particular video, we are going to look at these vitamins that will also help the uterus have or obtain thick linings. Why? Because thin linings can never carry a pregnancy. We are also going to talk about the same vitamins in regard to ovarian fertility. For you to be pregnant quicker, then you need vitamins for ovarian fertility. The first vitamin that I want us to talk about is called folic acid. It's also called vitamin B9. Now, this vitamin should be used early in advance. If you are expecting a pregnancy so bad, that is, you need to get pregnant and you have never gotten pregnant, or you've gotten pregnant, given birth, and later on the fertility goes down and you no longer see pregnancy coming, then always consider folic acid. Folic acid should be consumed in 400 micrograms for women who want future pregnancy. However, those who are trying to conceive quicker can always take up to 1 milligram daily. Now, folic acid is available in pharmacies, in hostels. You can always buy some or ask for some. The second vitamin that we are talking about is vitamin D. Vitamin D, as we know, can always be obtained from sunlight exposure. However, sometimes that is just deficient. It is not enough. It is significant in the development of key hormones during pregnancy or just before pregnancy. Now, these hormones are very important. Get the vitamin D so that this vitamin D take part in the production of these healthy hormones. Remember, during pregnancy or for you to get pregnant, a lot of hormones need to communicate. Hormone A communicating with hormone B so that a zygote is formed after the fertilization, or hormone A communicating with hormone B so that when a sperm comes in, gets into the fallopian tube, then that communication will make the fertilization possible. If you don't always test for vitamin D levels, always try and test, especially before you use these vitamins. I'm not saying if you use it without testing, you are wrong. No, sometimes you can always consume it without testing. But the reason I say this is sometimes women blame themselves that it is them that are not getting pregnant, but they haven't known the status of their partners, the male, your counterparts. So if the man is proven to have issues, then you need to work on the man before you come to the woman. If, however, the man is very much okay health-wise as far as reproductive health is concerned, then the woman should take vitamin D. On what levels? The international units have it that you take 2,000 to 4,000 of those units daily for women. Vitamin D is also very good for women, especially who are over 35 years of age and they would want to be pregnant. Vitamin D will help them. Now, I'm saying this so that we consume these vitamins, all of them, for us to raise our chances of getting pregnant. Now, the next vitamin that we want to talk about is what we call vitamin C. As we know, vitamin C is one of the most powerful oxidants ever discovered in the universe. It reduces the impact of free radicals, which can lead to cellular damage. Vitamin C is in fruits like kiwi fruits. It's also in fruits like lemon, the citrus fruits generally. It is therefore associated with the shorter time to pregnancy. So, it works best when taken with vitamin E. If this vitamin C, if you're taking the supplements, I would actually recommend the liposomal. If you're taking it in liposomal form, then the dosage should be 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams. And of course, there is no problem when you take it up to 2,000 milligrams a day. It's very safe. The only thing I would want to point out is, if you're taking vitamin C, for you to obtain best of results, then always take it with vitamin E. They really work good together. And that brings us to the next vitamin, vitamin E. Most of us, when you hear vitamin C, you relate it from skin care products that deal with wrinkles. So usually, vitamin E is known to repair cells. It is known to have property that makes the cells work well, and also it is effective as a fertility vitamin in women. It is a primary nutrient required by the ovaries. The ovaries will always require this as a nutrient. It supports the egg quality. which is actually core to carry pregnancy to the full term. If you have vitamin E in you and it needs to be sufficient, don't have a deficiency of this vitamin when you are pregnant. By the way, some of us experience miscarriage when they are pregnant because of lack of vitamin E. I have seen women who, because they lack vitamin E in their bodies, they miscarry. So it therefore goes without saying that if you don't have the enough vitamin E in your body, even if you are pregnant, you would miscarry. If you are not pregnant and you are looking for pregnancy so hard, then you may never get pregnant without vitamin E. So, which is the best? I'm just giving my recommendations. If you can obtain it in foods, yes, but if you're supposed to use a supplement, then I usually love the mixed tocopherol form. The mixed tocopherol form, I love it because it works best. It actually works best for the women that I've observed, and I can have proof on. They have always taken 200 to 400 international units daily of this particular vitamin. So the next that I want to talk about is what we call fish oil or omega-3. Omega-3 has a name. It has a big name. It boosts fertility by countering inflammation in every little part of your body. If you have inflammation, then chances are that the internal environment of your body is not favorable for pregnancy as well. So if there is one thing that will always counter that inflammation in your body, it is what we call omega-3 or fish oil. It is useful in every other woman as well. But when you are taking it, it's always good to know that you are taking it for pregnancy purposes or not for pregnancy purposes. You know, there is a very thin line between the two. If you're using fish oil or omega-3 for pregnancy, the only thing that could be different would be the dosage. Women above 35 years of age, as I've said before, need this as well. For pregnancy purposes, that is. Omega-3 will help improve the egg quality. That is really worth noting. Now, where do we get these ones? If you want omega-3, you can always consume a lot of seafoods. And then we have the fish oil pills. You look at them and they're like is it transparent or translucent? They have some oil. It is a capsule with some oil inside. Those pills are always very important. The best supplement that I recommend is in the form of DHA. DHA simply means docosahexaenoic acid. Why do I prefer DHA to every other form of this fish oil? It is because DHA is the most bioavailable form that you will ever have. Now, what do I mean by bioavailable? When I say bioavailable, it means it is easier for the body to absorb. And you know, anything easier for the body to absorb works best. What about the dosage? The dosage should be 500 milligrams to 1000 milligrams. However, expectant mothers, will always need at least 300 milligrams daily. So these measurements that I'm giving, the dosage, are daily dosage if you want them to work best for you. Next is selenium. Selenium is an element that generates something called glutathione. This glutathione protects cellular membrane. Glutathione, what is it? It is a naturally produced element in the liver. The liver produces it. But again, somebody is asking, if the liver produces it, why do I need it? People have got different bodies. The body processes are different. The both anabolic and metabolic processes within the body are very different from one person to another, and that is the reason sometimes we have people who are naturally big, we have people who are naturally small, we have people whom, when they even consume too much of food, they never grow big, but their bellies grow bigger. We have people who grow bigger all around. So this selenium, this glutathione is produced by the liver, but that is not sufficient depending on your body requirements. So we usually expect that you take it as externally as supplement. So when you use it as a supplement, you will need 55 micrograms. Remember, it's micrograms this time around, not milligram. Micrograms for you to get pregnant quickly. For pregnant women, usually they use 60 micrograms daily. So selenium is also very important. So kindly always look for it. In medicine, it's called a super vitamin. That is in nutrition and medicine. It's called a super vitamin for fertility. And remember, it's also an antioxidant, a very good one. Finally, we are looking at the very last supplement called Coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 has always been proven to be a super fertility vitamin. It even helps women who are over 40 years of age and are fighting infertility, are battling with infertility. It is a vitamin, as I've said, a fertility vitamin. Its main function is to optimize the egg. When it optimizes the egg, it also thickens the uterine lining that I was talking about. The uterus has walls. The walls of the uterus are called endometrium. We have walls also within the second layer called the myometrium. But this time around, we are talking about the lining, the endometrium. So that uterine lining should be thick and not thin. If it is thin, when you attempt getting pregnant, there are two things that could happen. You could get pregnant but miscarry before the full term. However, it is worth noting that it is very difficult, absolutely difficult, to get pregnant when you have a thin uterine lining. There is a study that also proves that even for women with a condition, a disorder like polycystic ovarian disorder, get help from Coenzyme Q10 when they use it in conjunction with the Clomid. They also get pregnant, those with polycystic ovarian disorder. So if you are taking this Coenzyme Q10, you need to take it at 150 mg to 600 mg daily. I recommend 150. You'd get a recommendation of 100 mg. But for me, from the proven, the evidences that are there, obtaining or using at least 115 mg and at most 600 mg daily would give you the best result. Now, in conjunction with every other food that we can consume while we are pregnant, we say that it is very much important to include iron in our diet. I won't say that iron necessarily will attract pregnancy as well. No, generally, iron deficiency causes anemia. And when we talk about ovulatory infertility, it has been also associated with iron deficiency since time immemorial. In fact, there's a study which showed that women who did not consume enough iron were associated with ovulatory infertility. Those who consumed had full-term pregnancy and also became pregnant at their own required time. So let's not assume every other food, but these are the main supplements and vitamins that when consumed, women will get pregnant quicker than they expected. That is all the time we've had today, and that has been our great topic. I say thank you for listening to me. If you find the video useful, kindly consider subscribing, and I will provide an email just in case we have any questions. Thank you.